This is Brazil. This is also Brazil. This is São Paulo, the biggest city in Brazil. This is São Paulo, the richest city in Brazil. Today I'm gonna take you inside the rich Brazil. High-rise condos, $50 million mansions, Ferraris, Porsches, Lamborghinis, bulletproof G-Wagons and Rolls Royces, luxury shopping malls, and a new city that promises to be the Dubai of Brazil. When people think of Brazil, they think of parties, crime, poverty, and favelas. But there's a side of Brazil that I guarantee you have never seen before. And today I'm gonna show you exactly how the rich live in Brazil, which, by the way, is a huge country with many different cities and lifestyles. For you to really understand how big Brazil is, a direct flight from the south of Brazil to the northernmost city of Manaus would take around 7 hours. So you can imagine just how much things can change from city to city. From the hot beaches of the northeast to the cold mountains in the south, Brazil is one of the best and most unique countries in the planet. And let's just say it's even better for the rich. Let's start off in Brazil's richest and biggest city, São Paulo, often known as the New York of Brazil. Well, actually no. São Paulo is bigger than New York. While New York has a population of 8 million people, São Paulo is at 12. A big city like this is gonna have its problems like crime, inequality, traffic, expensive housing. Sure, São Paulo has all of that. But it also has the highest number of billionaires in all of South America, which also makes it the most luxurious city. Trust me, it is. Fun fact, there are more Louis Vuitton stores in São Paulo than in the whole country of Portugal. And one of those stores is in a mall called Cidade Jardim, which basically means Garden City. Well, you could consider it a mini city. That's because on top of the mall, you have an apartment complex, where you can actually find the most expensive apartment for sale in Brazil. Right now, it's listed for 70 million reais, or $13 million, which when you come to think about it, it's not even that much. Not when compared to the most expensive house in Brazil. But we're gonna cover that later on to the video. You might be wondering, why is there an apartment complex on top of the mall? That's because Brazil offers the rich something that I have never seen before. Not at this level, which is convenience. The apartments actually have an elevator that takes you straight down to the mall, where you can find a Reebok gym, a supermarket, many different restaurants, and stores like Bulgari, Cartier, Van Cleef, Prada, Dior, you name it. And within a 5-mile radius, you can find 3 more luxury malls with some stores that I had never seen before, like Dolce & Gabbana Home. Speaking about homes, where do the rich live exactly in São Paulo? I think in all of Brazil, the rich live mainly in condominiums, which is how we call it. Some condominiums have houses, some condominiums have mansions, some condominiums have apartment complexes, and some other condominiums have huge apartment complexes. I'm talking like real life gated community city, I would say. Remember we talked about the apartment complex on top of the mall? That's actually not that uncommon in Brazil. And that's how the rich like to live. Gated community with 24-hour security and a lot of convenience. That's because, like in any other big city, the rich have the need to protect themselves. And we need to be honest here, Brazil has one of the highest crime rates in the world, which explains why Brazil holds a record that I'm not sure we're supposed to be proud of. Brazil has the most civilian bulletproof cars. Yes, armored vehicles. It's actually a huge market in Brazil. And that's because if the rich can protect themselves a little bit more, they will. Do you need a bulletproof car? Not everywhere, but in big cities like São Paulo and Rio, the rich can become a target. And that's why São Paulo is the city with the most bulletproof cars. So in the rich areas, you're going to see armored G-Wagons, Land Rovers, Rolls Royces, Escalades, and, BMWs, and even some more low-profile cars like a Toyota Corolla. And a lot of them are going to indeed be bulletproof. And talking about cars, São Paulo is the city with the most exotic vehicles at the same time. And every weekend, people in São Paulo gather around Avenida Europa. It actually became a huge car spotting community because the rich take their Ferraris, their Lamborghinis, their Bugattis, and they pass through that street, which is basically the main street of the Beverly Hills of São Paulo, Jardins, where you're gonna find the most expensive houses in the city. Recently, one of them was listed for 150 million reais, or $27 million. And that's not even the most expensive one in the country. The most expensive one is actually in Rio de Janeiro, which is the second richest city in Brazil. Also the most famous and most visited. Rio offers a lot of what Sao Paulo offers, but with beautiful beaches and nature everywhere. To me, Rio is a top 3, I would say, contender to the most beautiful city in the world. Remember, Sao Paulo was like the New York of Brazil? I would say Rio is something like between Miami and LA, Hollywood. It's where the Brazilian movies are shot and where a lot of celebrities live. And that brings a lot of glamour. And that's why in Rio you're gonna find the most expensive zip code in all of Brazil. A tiny neighborhood called Leblon, where a beachfront apartment can go anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40 million reais. And it offers a more laid-back lifestyle when compared to Sao Paulo. It's more about the beach and relaxing and having drinks, enjoying life basically. So luxury here is gonna be different. Most of the time it's gonna be a little bit slower and low profile. But still, here's where you can find the most expensive mansion in the whole country. Listed for 250 million reais or $46 million. It has 7 suites, 18 bathrooms, and 64,000 square feet. Or if you're not from the US, 6,000 square meters. If for any reason you're watching this video and you want to buy that property, let me know. It sits on the hills of Joá, a neighborhood with a lot of mansions and a somewhat private beach. It's beautiful. And just like Sao Paulo, Rio offers a lot. Besides from nature and the beaches, you also have the luxury malls. You can buy your Gucci's, your Balenciagas. You have 5-star hotels, Michelin star restaurants. But Brazil is so big that stuff is not even limited to only Sao Paulo and Rio. Like for example, this city is in the south of Brazil and it's called Balneário Camboriú. People are calling it the Dubai of Brazil. And that's exactly where they're going to build the tallest residential skyscraper in the world. It's going to be called Sena Tower, named after the great Brazilian F1 driver. And this city is one of the safest. You won't see many bulletproof cars. You're going to see convertible Ferraris and Porsches and a lot of people out at night. And keep in mind, this is not even one of the biggest cities, not even in the top 10. And that tells you just how big and diverse Brazil actually is. The rich are all over the place. You have Curitiba, which is known worldwide as the smartest city in the world, famously recognized for its urbanism. And then you have Brasilia, which is the capital of Brazil. You have Goiânia, where you're going to find the big agriculture businesses, huge farms, but at the same time, you're going to find luxury malls, Prada stores, Rolex stores. What I'm trying to say is that luxury is all around Brazil. And in this channel, I'm going to show you not only that, but I'm going to show everything that's good about Brazil. Nice places to visit, good places to live. Call me your Brazilian friend Luca. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.